Shalom. First of all, I'd like to start off by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to teachers, elders, and the boss of great millstone, likewise, brothers, putting out this truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep, and to you, brothers and sisters, tuning in. Shalom. Today's lesson is titled, They Would None of My Counsel. And this is talking about, two-thirds Hebrew Israelites out there that are going against the prophets. The words of Yahweh Shai that the prophets bring out on the highway and the byway and on this unicorn. And that includes these other camps out there that are teaching wayward doctrines and misleading the sheeps, the followers that, may believe that these men are holy men sent by the Lord Yahweh Shai, but are in fact wolves in sheep clothing. Now, Jacob have a habit of stepping up to the prophets, trying to show just how much they know, being disrespectful, whether it's edged on by Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, or they feel that somehow the prophets are infringing on their way of life here in Great Babylon. Let's go into the book of Proverbs 1 and start at verse 30 reads, They would none of my counsel, they despise all my reproof, they despise the man of the Lord. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turn away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. So they think they got it covered. Esau's got the so-called black woman head pumped up. She don't need no man. As we can see right now, that tone is starting to change a little bit. He's got the men, feminized and just making a mockery and a fool of themselves, because they don't understand who they really are, that they're in fact of a royal lineage, and the man that they are tap dancing for is nothing more than the base of man, an abominable caveman. He said, But whosoever hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. So you see the children of Israel that listen, mainly the one-third elect that listen, are going to have that coverage by the Lord Yahweh Shai, in these days of evil that are upon us already. Let's go into Proverbs 21 and start verse 11. It reads, When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. So if the Lord Yahweh Shai is not blocking you from receiving this message of hope, this message that he's going to destroy Great Babylon, America, that he's going to punish our oppressor Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, along with these other tribes that has followed him and also have oppressed us too, then they would be lost, but those of us who receive it, we're blessed, The righteous man wisely considered the house of the wicked, but power overthrow the wicked for their wickedness. And this is what we already know. This is why you have the elders, elder apostles always say, chant down Great Babylon, America, pray for the Lord to bring an end to this place, because you live in daily, you still got to pay bills, you still got to plan, you're planning really, even though this place is going to be destroyed, you still got to plan to pay your bills and live and eat and all the other stuff like that, because why, as we've been told, you'll see a lot of calamities and things happening on this earth, but the end is not near, or the end is not here. So we still have to do what? We still have to make it through all of the tribulation that we're going through until the Mashiach returns. This is Jeremiah 30, and starting with verse 4 reads, And these are the words of the Lord Yahweh Shai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, Lord and southern kingdom. For thus said the Lord Yahweh Shai, We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. You're going to hear this right now. More and more of this fear is going to start to be, whisper in Israel, which is so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, whose lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You see, just like Esau, brings his wickedness through gradualism, the Lord Yahweh Shai brings, his judgment in gradualism. He said, Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Now imagine seeing a dark skin color Jake, turning pale. Now, this is really describing the amount of fear, okay, of the unknown, what's going to happen next when the Lord finally allows Esau to purge the children of Israel. Okay, you're going to see Jake them, all that badass talk, all that simping, all that walk around ragamuffin, that's going to come to an end, as that fear is going to be paralyzing to them. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, which is the 12th tribe of Israel, but he should be saved out of it. Not everybody's going to be saved out of it. It's only going to be the 130 elect, those that are listening, not these type of guys, okay, that think or fashion themselves to be so knowledgeable that they, they're looking, because Jay gave it's really up to them. They will lay hands on the prophets. They really do, and that's exactly what they're going to try to do to some, okay, and they might get it onto those false prophet of their IUIC and ISUPK, okay, because those really are niggas, okay, Lord willing, there's, an elect among them that's going to come out of that, but pretty much they're going to be made that example out there. This is Zechariah 13 and verse 8, as I said, gradualism, okay, the Lord is going to slay the 12th tribe of Israel through gradualism. And it shall come to pass that in the land, said the Lord Yahweh Shai, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire. I will refine them as silver is refined. I will try them as gold is tried. So even though you have 1/3 that's going to come through, okay, when you think of fire, okay, you might not be getting burned, but you can still feel that heat. You can still feel that heat. So don't put your hand in there. Don't step in there. You're going to get burned, okay? And this is the understanding that we are getting, okay, from the man that have been set up by Yahweh Shai to give the warning of the things that are come, the MOTB, the fact that Esau is going to rise up against the children of Israel at some point in the near future. And we say the near future, that could happen end of this year, or it could happen this summer. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, which is Yahweh Shai. I will say, it is my people, and they should say, the Lord Yahweh Shai is my power. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 70. This is why Jake's going to be trembling so much. These men are going to be trembling, and it's just going to be a sad sight, especially for you women to see, these big 8-7-foot, big muscle-bound dudes who tattooed up, crying like a doggone little 3-year-old girl, man, who got his cookies taken away from her. They could be so paralyzed with fear. But the man of the Lord is not going to be that way. Okay, this is that going to be that moment we've been waiting for, because we know Jacob's trouble. At the conclusion of it, okay, is when the Lord take out the righteous of the earth and deal with these nations accordingly with that wrath, that great wrath of fury. Okay, it said, for there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So there can be no hiding. You can say, I'm not an Israelite anymore, or you could mark and drive past us. It doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of the day, if your lineage go back, okay, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, this is what's going to happen to you. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, which is the 12th tribe of Israel. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them over their houses. Imagine you pay for your house and you have your goods and all that stuff. So this is why we tell you, our people, be prepared for that. Okay, that's going to be sour in your stomach, in your mind. It's going to really vex you when someone come and take something that you worked so hard for. Okay, and this is why we tell the women to listen to us, because see, the women they tend to cleave on to materialism more than men do. Men only got material things really to attract a woman, really, but the average Jake can live in a damn box. He don't give a crap. Okay, but for the woman's sake, you might have a little clean place, so she can rest her head or whatever the case is like that. But it's gonna be a sour time like that, and women who are out of order is gonna cost a lot of these men their life, because they're not gonna be in that spirit of understanding, because they're not chosen to know that this is what's supposed to take place. You need to run. Pray to Yahweh Shai, not fight Esau. You're not gonna win. Okay, this is Jeremiah 44, 7 verse 4 reads, howbeit I send unto you all my servants the prophet, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Jake loved Esau. Let me repeat that. Jake really loved the so-called white man, so much so that they always walk up to camps and go, How come the white man can't be saved? Why can't he be partakers in the kingdom of heaven? Well, what the fuck? He's got the earth right now. You know, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, which is the so-called white man. How much more you want to give this doggone cracker, man? You know, it's sickening. The niggerism, the mindset of our people. Okay, we as a hopefully like we tolerate our existence. We tolerate our existence because we're servants to Yahweh Shemi Shai. We tolerate it. Okay, it's agitating. Okay, it is. We sit in very low places. Okay, but we have the mentality of gods, but we sit in low places. This is Proverbs 3, and verse 31 reads, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways," which is what Jakes them do, which is the reason why they want to say the so-called white man, because they like his ways. They like Jesus, because Jesus saves everybody no matter what you are. Okay, and they like that. Jake them love that type of song, the good tune. For the fraud is abomination to the Lord, but the secret is to fit the righteous. We know what's going to happen next. Brothers have the power and ability to throw curses on people. Okay, and yes, those curses do actually manifest. Okay, the curse of the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, is in the house of the wicked, but he blessed the habitation of the just. The brothers are doing well. Okay, each and every brother, okay, is sitting in their own lot. Okay, and the Lord is blessing the brothers as true prophets. Okay, this goes over the book of Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 10. Because we can't say it enough, and it might sound like a broken record, but you know, if you're bored, hey, maybe you heard it a lot, and maybe you're not doing nothing about it. But we have new members to the faith. Okay, so this is for them. Never trust thine enemy, which is the so-called white man and the rest of these tribes, but especially the so-called white man. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. He's extremely wicked. He was created to be that way. Though he humble himself, you know, talk good. He might talk black, you know, he might talk Latin, you know, he make you feel comfortable, you know, try to show you a vibe that he's cool. And go crouch in, yet take good heed, and beware of him, and thou should be unto him as if thou had wiped a looking glass, and thou should know that it's rust, and not being altogether wiped away. One thing with these Edomites is they're very good at, because see, they're their base, okay? So they don't have any shame of how low they would go. Literally, they would kiss your boots if you tell them kiss your boots. And that's why you see ISUPK and, you know, other camps, so they have them kissing their boots and all that stuff, and then these Edomites would do it because they have no shame. Why? Because they're a base. Okay, they would do anything for a thrill or a kick. But don't look at that Jake and go, oh, see, they respect me. No, they don't. They're mocking you. They hate you. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and which is exactly what they do. Hey, tribe of Gad, learn a painful lesson with that. Okay? And how many times Jake, okay, so-called blacks, Americans, and Latinos have to learn that from Esau here in Great Babylon, America. Esau, one way or the other, is going to bend you over and take your shit. That's just the way it is. And thou at the last, remember my words and be pricked therein. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? Esau is considered a serpent because he's a liar, he's got a forked tongue, and he's a wild beast. Okay? He's a degraded, abominable human being that the Lord created to destroy after they go through 1,000 years of hardcore, brutal slavery. So you can't trust this man. Jake, listen up. You're above the so-called white man. Okay? So you need to listen to the counsel of the Lord that's set up here on this earth, which is the true prophets here in Great Babylon, America, starting with the elder prophets from Great Millstone, and likewise brothers out there who are the affiliates preaching this true gospel. Lord will indeed like was edifying, of course, by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.